So welcome back to It's Loud in Here, yay! Number 2. So I figured out that I am just going to do this whenever my head gets too loud. I had someone tell me that they thought I was a little unstructured last time, which is fine because my entire life tends to be unstructured. And the second I try to put any parameters around it, anything I am working towards just kind of stops. I just don't like, yeah, I don't like being boxed in. And if I try to box myself in, then I try to break out of the box and then the whole box falls apart, and I'm just not trying to do that. So I kind of figure that whenever stuff starts bouncing around in there, I'm just going to come talk. So it could be once a week, it could be 17 times a week. I don't know, especially because Facebook is annoying right now. I had to put my phone down for a while today because just people say whatever they want to. I gotta tell you, I've got some intrusive thoughts right now about how I just want to take my rolly chair, slide into the view, and I don't know that I could do that, but I want to. So, I I don't know. It's just going to be me unloading all the stuff in my brain. I am not going to say this is a podcast about ADHD because it's not. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm just a girl who lives by herself in a city full of people who happens to be sober now and tries to just get by and not ruin her life on a daily basis. It's crazy because there are so many podcasts out there, and I've listened to ADHD ones, and they tend to have people on there that tell you how to manage your ADHD. Man, I got to tell you, the people that say that they figured out they have ADHD because they went to do one thing, and I went to do my laundry, but then I noticed that I was out of laundry detergent, so then I made a list to go to the grocery store, but I had to load the dishwasher, and that is not how my ADHD works. And to me, most of the people that end up in that situation probably just haven't done anything around their house for a while, which, no judgment, I get it. And then they find out when they go to do one thing that they have all the things to do. And that's fine. That's fine if that's the way your brain works. Mine does not work that way. I get paralyzed by my brain. I get trapped in it. I have every given day, I wake up and there's like 97 things. I don't know why the number I always use is 97, but there's 97 things. And I don't have habits. I don't have things that I do every day. The only thing I do every day is I feed my dogs twice. I feed them in the morning when I wake up, and then I feed them in the evening, probably after they've emptied their bowls, and then we cross our fingers and we hope that in the middle of the night no one poops in the house. Because I didn't come home a lot towards the end of my drinking, and two of my dogs, they sometimes poop in the house because that's just kind of what happens when you got to poop. If someone told me I could not poop and I had to poop, I'd probably poop in the house too. Luckily, one of my favorite things about myself is I can poop anywhere. And I wish more people talked about pooping because everybody poops. And because I clean houses and I clean toilets, not many people have healthy guts. So everybody take your probiotics. But I wake up every day and I've got like 97 things in my head. And it's just this list. It's a list of everything I have to do. Like getting out of bed, that's step number 1. And making my bed fall somewhere between 2 and 10 because it doesn't always cross my mind. Brushing my teeth is on the list, and brushing my teeth happens if I leave the house. If I sit at home for 3 days, I'm probably not brushing my teeth for 3 days unless I hate the way my mouth tastes, because it's an action before I leave the house. I do not acquire habits. It's just I have to do this. It's all have tos. So I do take medication. I take Adderall. I take it during the week. If I'm sick, I don't take it. Weekends, a lot of times I don't take it. If it's an easy day, I don't take it. It's not because I want to be able to sleep. I sleep every day. I can take my Adderall and take a nap. It's not as exciting as people who are not ADHD make it sound. I don't take it and clean my entire house. I don't get all this energy. It doesn't keep me skinny. Before I lost weight, I was 200 pounds. I'm now like 150. But, what the medication does is it allows me to get off the couch and stop being trapped in my head. ADHD has me trapped in my head. I live in this thing. I am encompassed by my brain, and part of the reason why I get trapped in it is because if you have a list of 97 things, why would you ever start? Like, I've got this thing about being a failure. I don't like it. Doesn't feel good. I don't know anybody really likes it. If I suck at something, I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to try to learn it. I'm just going to write it off. I just don't like being bad at stuff. I don't like failing. So I wake up every day and there's a list of 97 things. And I mean, this is real. Like this, I've done this before. I am the person who would have a list of stuff to do and like errands or like cleaning the house or whatever. And I'd sit down on the couch in the morning. Don't ever sit down if you have ADHD. It is the end of everything. Do not sit down if you have ADHD. Whatever you're going to do, it's over. It's done. Game is lost. You are no longer in control of your own body. Your brain is attached to your butt for some reason. Butt goes down, brain goes down, everything's done. So I wake up in the morning, I go downstairs, like I'm going to do these things. I'd even try to make it small, right? Like 7 things. But if I watch TV for an hour too much longer than I thought I would, that's one thing off the list. By the time I've knocked 2 things off the list is done. I'm a failure. I'm never going to do it again. So that is the way that my brain works. And with a list of 97 things, you're never going to finish them all. So why even start? So Adderall, it just gets me off the couch. It gets me off the house, and it says you can do 1. Just start with 1. Just get off the couch. That's 1. And I think part of the reason why cleaning houses works for me is because start to finish, like I can see it done. And I had a guy whose place I clean, he asked me if I had a problem starting tasks, and I don't. Or if I had a problem finishing tasks, and I don't. It's starting. Starting is my problem, because I'm not going to start it if I can't finish it. I don't like the way that feels. It feels messy in my brain. I think about it more than I should. I get trapped in the idea of having to finish whatever I've started. So, want to see something? I don't know if you guys can see it, but I got cupping done yesterday. See, this is what happens. My neck is so sore. My skin is too tight. If somebody ever tells you that their skin is too tight, they're not lying. I spend my life thinking, you see those? I spend my life feeling like I breathe like I'm being chased by a tiger. I gotta tell you, one, I don't run. If you ever want to outlive a bear attack, be next to me. I run backwards. It's so bad. My thighs are attached. I do this softball league for recovery. It's great. It's for funsies. Just like fake softballs. It's just fun. So on Halloween, we ran with broomsticks when we got on base. And I got on base. I can hit sometimes. And so I got on base and I had to run with a broomstick between my legs. I ran the same speed as everybody else. Same speed I always do. My legs always have a broom between them. My thighs get separation anxiety. They're best friends. Like they're holding hands on the swing set. I run backwards. So if you ever want to outlive a bear attack, just run next to me. I got you. I will be the sacrificial bear food. But so I breathe like I'm being attacked by a tiger. I'm just always, nothing's ever going to attack me. I've never been in a fight. I'm always ready for it. I'm always having, shower arguments. So I'm always stressed. Don't ever ask me to stretch. I'm never going to do it. All my muscles are always on. I will pull everything all at one time. I did this with my quads. No one believed me. I ate 97 bananas. Say 97. I ate 97 bananas in like a month period, thinking I had just gotten cramps while practicing for a softball tournament. I didn't. I pulled all my quads, 97 bananas, and a month later I couldn't move. I had cement in my thighs. So I got cupping done. That was the point of that. But yeah, so I live in my head. Adderall just gets me off the couch and gives me the ability to think I can actually start something. So I don't live in chaos. I've got a very easy life, right? I work, I go to AA sometimes. I hang out with friends sometimes. This summer I'm playing on 3 different softball teams because I'm an idiot and I don't say no to things because people pleasing is still a problem. And I try to spend as much time with my dogs as possible because there's nothing as good on this planet as dogs. Tell your dog I said hi. I've got some of their merch. I love them. WeRateDogs.com. They're fantastic. Clearly, this is not a sponsored podcast. This is episode 2. My house is cold because I'm trying not to burn all my oil, and now it's decided it's going to be nothing degrees outside after being 60 all week because it's a jerk. So I'm wearing a beanie. So that's my life. I don't have a chaotic life, but I do have a chaotic brain. So I try to figure out just how to make it. Just like these ADHD podcasts, right? Like they tell you, like, get planners and they just have all these steps for living better, man. I just try to get out of bed. I've had this thing recently, and this is not related to political climate or anything. It didn't happen after Trump got elected. Sometimes I just feel overwhelmed, and I wake up in the morning, and I want to retire. I want to retire every day. I talked about it in episode 1 if you listen to it. My retirement plan is my Nikes. I'm not going to sell them. I'm just going to apparently be homeless and covered in shoes. But I just don't want to work. I don't want a sugar daddy because I'd hate to be told what to do. We just had that conversation. But like, I just don't want to work because I wake up and I roll over and I'm like, no, and I've just not want. So I spend most of my life just trying to be a grown up and trying to go to work and trying not to run anybody off the road. And I try to sort through the stuff in my head, right? And so there's all these podcasts out there where they talk about, how to just look the best, I guess is really what it is, right? Like how to make your life look the neatest or the funnest or the most put together, or, you're the best parent, you're the most attentive parent, you've got the most together as a parent, or look at you killing it at work, man. Good on them. And I do think that everybody kills it in their own way, but like, I spent a lot of time just trying to survive and trying to be a grown up and trying to be 43 years old with knees that crack every single time I sit down. I don't know when that started. I've never had knee surgery. Every single time I pee, my knees, both of them. I know I fell down a lot when I was drunk, but like both of them just crack. I'm like, this is where we're at 43. I woke up at 41. My shoulder hurt for no reason. It took over a year and a half to go away. I also acquired a new skill at 41. When I get my period, I get a migraine. I'm like an X-Man over here, just acquiring new skills, and they all suck. Fun fact about aging is it comes with some stupid stuff. So that's what I guess that's what this thing that I'm doing or trying to do or thinking about doing is going to be. It's just going to be talking about the things in my head that kind of I try to sort through to survive this life as a grown up, and not just the United States but the DMV. And it's crazy if you ever go back and think about what you thought life was going to be like, right? Like, especially in Northern Virginia where I grew up. I grew up in Fairfax County. It's a great county. I grew up in a great town. I grew up in Herndon. I went to a nice high school. At the time, we had the richest, if not one of the richest school districts in the country. Now it's Loudoun County. I grew up with nice people, you know. I don't have young trauma that I know of like that. You know, I just had a very structured life as a kid, and there was this idea. Everyone I know, everyone I knew that I was friends with, we all went to college after high school. Like, there was this plan, right? It was high school, college, job. Somewhere in there, you'd meet a guy, you'd probably get married. And I do mean guy, because, again, you know, it was 1999 when I graduated high school. Just people weren't really out like that yet. So you get married, and then you'd have kids, and eventually they'd get older, and they go to college, and you retire, and then, I don't know, you do whatever people that can afford to retire do. And that was the plan, and that was pretty much what they told all of us. And so I did that. I did the college, and the man and the husband, and then the divorce. And I would love to say that I was bent for that plan, but you don't know what you don't know. And I didn't know that that wasn't my plan. And I wish I had had some idea that I could have gone to community college first and that I didn't have to go straight to Virginia Tech, although go Hokies. And I loved college, and I probably would not survive it again because I was had a good time. I did not graduate. I am a college dropout from Virginia Tech. I got academically suspended. I never went back. And then I did get 2 associates from the Frederick Community College here in Maryland. But I didn't get diagnosed with ADHD until I was 37 years old. 36. And if I'm honest about it, I actually tried to get that prescription because I was going to sell it. I wanted money. The watching my dog tear up my nicely made bed right now. I did not get wealthy when I got sober. You know, I quit bartending and I had a $15 an hour job at Costco. We need to raise the minimum wage. Let's go for that whenever we put people into, you know, the places that they need to be that are good people. Raise the minimum wage. I mean, come on. All these people that are like, well, now these government workers can get jobs that, you know, the immigrants that are getting deported to. No one can work for $7 an hour with a family. That's just not real. We need to raise the minimum wage. But so I got poor, and I had you know, we do things like I helped a chick sell her Adderall. So I was like, I can make money off that. I should get some Adderall. And then I actually started taking it, and I watched myself be a better functioning human being. It's crazy. So I didn't know that I had ADHD. And, you know, I don't know about any of you, whoever you are, who might be listening or won't listen or whatever. But when I was a kid, one of my best friends was diagnosed with ADD because it was, you know, the 80s, and we had ADD, not ADHD yet. And man, it was just like the hyper kid that couldn't pay attention. And that'd be awesome. I would love that. It'd be great if I was just hyper and I couldn't pay attention. One of my least favorite things is the time blindness. I see everything in minutes. And I do mean that. Everything is a series of minutes. And the second anything deviates, I'm done. I talked about the list if I ran over, like TV time. If I have a house that takes a half an hour too long during the day and I'm supposed to clean 3, I will try to figure out a way to cancel the 3rd because I don't think I have enough time. I have plenty of time. There's always 24 hours in a day. I have plenty of time. My brain does not think so. If I have an appointment, I will fret about being late for that appointment up until the moment of the appointment. And I even do the thing where I am early for so much now because I fear being late. And I miss so much college. Because I had these rules when I skipped classes, right? Like if I was going to fall asleep in the class, that was rude. I wouldn't go. If I was going to be late, I was rude. I wasn't going to go. If I didn't do the homework, that was rude. I wasn't going to go. I was so twisted, man. I just had excuses. But I didn't do that in high school. I didn't do it in middle school or elementary school. And ADHD is so fun because I am a brat. And I'm pretty sure I'd be a brat anyway, but ADHD just makes it worse. We have this thing, you just can't tell me what to do. You can't. And the second you do, I'm out. I'm out. It could be the best idea in the world, but drop it and go F yourself. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because you just told me to do it. If you say you should, you could. Have you thought about what if you, anytime you layer anything at me, like you're telling me what to do, I'm never going to do it. I'm never going to do it. Drop it. Leave it alone. Let me come back to it in like 6 years and figure it out for myself. I'm not going to do it. And I've got a friend, I tell this all the time, man. I talk about it all the time. I've got this, one of my best friends, she has kids in 4-H, and they train pigs. And pigs are brilliant. I should really stop eating pork, but I really like pork. Prosciutto, man. Chef's kiss. So, I got this friend, and she has kids in 4-H, and they train pigs, and pigs are brilliant. So all I got to do is tap them with a stick. Just tap them with a stick, and they figure out what they're supposed to do. And life before college, when I was by myself, I just had something tapping me with a stick. Like, we got free school. Like, I had to go to school. That was a whole thing. I mean, I think the truant officers, that's a lie. I don't think we had those, but we went to school. So I went to school at, 6:30 in the morning for show choir. I did my homework. I didn't sneak out. I didn't get in trouble. I didn't skip school. I skipped one lunch. I went to McDonald's once in all of high school. Like, I was a good kid. There was a stick. It was just tapping me, letting me know if I just did these things, I'd get out and I could go and I'd be done. And I wasn't a big fan of high school, so I just wanted to get out of it. So I got good grades. I got into Virginia Tech, and then the wheels fell off because there was no stick anymore. And you can't tell me what to do. And I think, I don't even know where I was going with that, but I was going somewhere. And so now, living by myself and working for myself and trying to figure things out for myself, I have to be my own stick. And so sometimes that's messy. Before I got sober, I was really, really depressed. And it wasn't only the drinking. It was a series of things like that awful guy who just got indicted. And sometimes things just get heavy. Sometimes they get heavy. And I have been depressed a few times. It's not always. I am not chronically depressed. I do pretty well. I 100% am going to tell you, I know that all of the rich people in the world love a good spray tan. I know that they do. I know that the sun causes skin cancer. I know that tanning beds are not the best for you. And I'm going to tell you right now, I love going tanning. I go in the winter. I go at least once a week, or I try to, because vitamin D is the best. And there's nothing in the world like it. And on a nice day when I'm driving around between houses, you will find me at a stoplight with my head out that window like a dog if it is a sunny day, because vitamin D is the best. But so I fight seasonal affective disorder. Isn't it crazy? A girl at the tanning bed actually told me this. She was like, isn't it great? Seasonal affective disorder. It's an acronym. It's sad. Cute. So I fight sad with tanning, but I have been depressed. And when I was super depressed before I got sober, I mean, I am low functioning. I am a barely functioning adult now because, ADHD and just, again, once my butt hits any chair, it's over. And so I barely make it through a lot of stuff. And when I was super depressed, my house was a disaster. I wasn't taking my dogs. I said that I wasn't taking my dogs out as much. At one point, because I couldn't be bothered to do laundry. And I got to tell you, at like 40 years old, 41 maybe, I started doing laundry once a week. And there was a period of time where I did laundry every 3 months. And you can see all that. I have 2 full dressers. I have 2 little closets that are from like the 1950s. So it's like hoodies in one and jackets in the other. I got clothes. I can go a minute without it. And I did. I would go like 3 months out at a time without doing laundry. But it got worse when I was depressed. There was one time I went 2 weeks wearing the same pair of socks. I know that's disgusting. I promise. If you're like, ew, yeah, I am aware of what I was doing. Well, I was aware of it then. I'm very aware of it now. You should not wear the same pair of socks for 2 weeks without washing them. That is disgusting. It took a week for my shoes to air. It was bad. And I do not smell. You're going to be like, that's lies. I do not smell. I don't smell if I don't shower. I do not have body odor. I do not get greasy. I do not have acne. I do not understand it. Genetics are brilliant. Although my parents might smell, and they definitely had acne. At least my dad did. And my mom's got cankles. It's a whole thing. I don't. Thanks, Dad. So, yeah, man, I'm not a very high functioning. I don't generally, but depression, man, it was so bad. So I know what it's like when I start floundering. I know what it's like as a person now when the dysfunction starts creeping in enough that I can see that I can see that I am starting to get stuck and trapped. And I've got amazing people who love me today, which I've always had family who love me, but I didn't always have great friends. And I mean, I don't know if that's a thing for a lot of people. I think there's some people who are super lucky who have had their best friends their whole life. And I've got some people that I have loved since I was a kid, and they are still in my life today. But man, I am one of those people. I don't let people in all the way. I just don't. You can't hurt me if you can't get all of me. You know, you can only take so much of me down with you. And I was talking about this the other day, man. I always keep a little piece of myself to myself so that you just can't cut all of me to ribbons if you can't have access to it. And it's kind of lonely, I guess. Like sometimes I think about it, and I think about I just don't reach out all the time when I'm in it. I don't know how easy that is for everybody, but I do when it's necessary. I'll tell once I get in the thick of it, man, I will reach out and I'll be like, I am hurting and this is why, and I'll talk about it. But it takes me a while to get there. Sometimes it takes me a minute to figure it out. Sometimes it takes me a minute to talk about it. But I don't know, self-reliance. See, this is what it's like, because I don't even know where I started with this, but here I am. Here I am all the way in this corner. I kind of go A around the block to Z. I'll get there eventually. We'll figure it out. I was talking about just surviving, right? Man, all these podcasts where they're just so put together. So put together. So yeah, I just figured out how to put my laundry away right when I do it. That's crazy. I was 41 years old and I just started putting it away. Sometimes it takes a week. But like, it also is easy for me because I live by myself and I don't have children. I love that I don't have children. I'll come back to that. But so I have, in the summertime, because I wear little clothes, you're never going to find, I was talking about that tonight because I went out to dinner and I had to wear a sweater. I don't think I'm cute in the winter. I don't think that I have cute clothes. I like little clothes. I'm made of legs on these long, long legs. I like little clothes. I like little shorts. I like little dresses. I like little things. So in the summer, my load of laundry for a week is like half a load. In the winter, it's maybe one and a half, but that's because of hoodies. Also, this hoodie is dope. I got this friend who has his company To Die For, DYE, and they do bleach tie-dye. Dope. They ship throughout the country. But yeah, so I don't have kids, so it makes it for easy laundry. And that's another thing, right? We got this, and I'm not saying don't have kids, because maybe I'm saying a little bit don't have kids, overpopulation. And this country is not getting smarter. Have you seen Idiocracy? Go watch Idiocracy. It will blow your mind. Brondo's got what plants crave. Plants crave electrolytes. Now that the EPA and the FDA and the FCC are now in someone else's control, do I see us going that way? Yes. And do I want to build a snowman? Not with the amount of pollution we're going to have with the EPA not being regulated. Yay. But I don't have kids, and I wanted them. The only thing I ever knew I wanted was a child. That's it. Like, people are like, I wanted to be a fireman. I wanted to be a policeman. I don't want to risk my life like that. I'd like to think I'd do the right thing if push came to helping someone, but who knows? I cry every time I get arrested. I thought I'd be brave. I cry. I am the girl in the backseat of the cop car begging someone to not arrest me. And let's be honest. If someone said to me when I was being arrested, you can just S the D and get off, I would have. Absolutely. You know why? Because jail is not fun. Probation is annoying. Court sucks. And that fear, whoo. So if someone allowed me to get out of it by doing an act that I have done for free my entire life, dude, definitely would have done it. Definitely would have done it. I just never found the right cops, I guess. God bless everyone who's ever been corrupted and gotten off the hook, because stupid DUIs. Yeah, so all I ever wanted was to be a mom, and then it just didn't work out that way. And it's funny because one of my closest friends always says there's no such thing as coincidences, and I agree with her. But, sometimes your life ends up the way it's supposed to because it's supposed to. And I think I would have made a great mom. I love big. I love so big. Once I love you, man, I will love you for the rest of my life, and I will do anything for you. I mean, I am not a selfish person. Money means nothing to me, which is probably why I have no savings account and I'm never going to retire because we just. But, I love big, and I probably would have made a great mom, but I make a pretty good this too. I make a pretty good dog mom, and for anyone out there who doesn't have a dog, if you wouldn't hurt them, like beat them and stuff, because, I mean, let's be honest, people do, then go get a dog. Go get a dog. Go get a cat. Go get a pet. Go to the shelter and save one, because they make everything better. I really don't understand how people watch television without a pet. If my dogs, I got 3, Charlie Sheen, Freddie Mercury, Chalupa Batman. They are the dopest things on this planet. And if I am watching TV and I am not petting one of them, I get angry about it. I'm like, how dare all of you not let me pet you? This is bullshit. Because, I mean, what are you doing with yourself if you're not petting a dog? I have to fight not to get a 4th. And the only reason I don't have a 4th dog is because I don't have more house. Because 800 square feet is so small. It is so small, and they are so loud. And my door is glass, so anything that moves past my door, they just go hard in the paint. They go hard in the paint. It's so loud. But I would love to have more dogs. Any billionaires who ever see, if this ever goes viral, I know you got all the money, man. Just give me some. I want to rescue dogs. Might even ask your D for it. Who knows? I would have done it to get out of jail. I definitely do it to save the dogs. So I don't have kids, and it makes for less laundry, and it gives me the ability to be selfish. And I feel I feel quite often that there is an identity loss in having children. I know. I'm totally going to wipe my nose because it's running, because I just got back from dinner and eating makes my nose run. So there. So I know, well, I would hope that people love their children. I know there's some terrible parents out there who don't, and maybe don't have kids sometimes. Just a thought. A lot of states have the power of choice. I wish more people would choose it, because there's some real crap parents out there. But I know that in theory, people love their kids. I know that in theory, they make their lives fuller and richer, and they give them like, oh, look at what I made. Look at what's going to live on after me. Maybe. Planet might die. But nuclear winter. I like being selfish, and I like that my focus is being me and a woman. And I watch some parents, especially the moms, and they just become moms. Like, that's it. And I'm glad. I'm glad that they love their kids, and I'm glad that they're great mothers, but you're still a you. And I feel like people lose that identity. And I'm glad, especially after sobriety, because 1, I didn't mess up anybody. Like, I didn't mess up any brains of any children, so that's cool. But 2, I had to do so much figuring out of who I was after I got sober. Like, I'm just glad I didn't have to do it while trying to figure out how to figure out who I was as a mother too, right? Like, I like that I just get to be me. I really do. So, if you're on the fence about having children, I gotta tell you, you can live a really full life without them. It is beautiful on the side of this game without a child. And again, I mean, what are you leaving him here for? Also, so now that we're hanging out in the tree fort with Putin, you ever think about whether or not you'd want to make it through a nuclear war, right? So I got a buddy who can't wait for the zombies because he just wants to shoot people in the head. And I told him, I'm like, man, you got some anger issues and you're just looking forward to finally taking someone out, which is fine, because I mean, I wasn't that mad about that guy from United Healthcare. Don't be a bad person and people won't want to shoot you in the face. But so now that we're in the tree fort with Putin. So nuclear war, right? I am close enough to DC, I'll probably die. Fingers crossed. So I don't want to live, right? Like, if there's nuclear war, I just want to die. I don't want to be the person who gets like in the outskirts and where you're radiated, and then like you got all those, radiation burns and everything turns to cancer and it's super painful. And then I don't just want to survive and then have to live through a nuclear winter. And I don't know what I look like really on this camera, but I got to tell you that I can be cute sometimes. And a whole ass biscuit. Like, I got we lost like 40 pounds. Things are biscuity over here. So I'd probably get kidnapped. I'd be offended if no one would kidnap and rape me in a world where there's few people. I'm just going to assume I'd be in the rape train. I don't want that at all. That's awful. That sounds terrible. Sexual assault is in fact the worst. Don't do that either, guys. Just if they don't want you, stop. Either nuclear winter, awful. I probably have to eat my dogs. Not about it. Covered in cancer, just kill me. I just want to die. It's the same as the zombie apocalypse, right? I was telling the dude who just wants to shoot people in the face because he's in it. I love my dogs are my favorite thing on the planet. I love them so much. Sometimes I threaten to bury them in the backyard, especially Charlie Sheen, but I love my dogs so much. If they're zombies, they're gonna get me eaten. They're not quiet. So I'll have to kill my dogs. I'll have to kill them. I'll probably have to eat them. That sounds awful. I want to die. I want to just die in the first wave. I don't want to have to figure out how to stay alive, and I don't want to die. And, all right, Shaun of the Dead. They go to the bar, because of course they do, right? They go to the bar, and it's when they're beating the zombie with the pool cues dancing around the table, right? It's such a great scene. And then the douche, after that, when they find out the mom's a zombie and they have to kill her, he gets dragged out the window by the zombies, and I don't know how all zombies do this. They all, as much as it's like brains, it's not, it's guts. And all of them just reach into his belly, and you see them just tear open his tum-tum, and they dive into the guts. I don't want to die that way. I just want to die. Like, just let me die. And anybody ever talk about how dying is going to be the best sleep you've ever had in your life? Who can wake you up when you're dead? Not your loud children. Not my loud dogs. Not your work phone. Not a text message that has nothing to do with anything. I very clearly fight to stay alive. I am just like, let's make it through another day. Because this is the stuff that is stuck in my head. I hear those commercials all the time. God, I don't know how I got stuck on this. So I get stuck on like the be kind thing when people are like, it costs nothing to be kind. I'm like, that is nuts, right? Because I don't want to be nice to everybody. It's the same as like, you have to respect everybody. No. I need to be respectful. You need to earn my respect. And manners matter. I am doing a really good job of not talking the way I normally talk. I swear like a sailor. My favorite word, so my name is Kirsten. My favorite words are curse words. F with fuck is my favorite word because it is so versatile. It's a great word. That is how I talk. But I've got to tell you, I've been to a luncheon with generals when my uncle retired from the Corps of Engineers, and I didn't sound like a trucker. Manners matter. Please, thank you, excuse me, I am sorry. Manners matter. When you cut someone off in traffic, drop a wave. When someone lets you in, drop a wave. When you almost hit someone because you're not paying attention, because you might be messing with the radio, drop a wave. I am not mad at you. Just scoot in. Man, say thank you. I don't have to let you in. Manners matter. But I don't think you always have to be kind. I don't. Because I don't think that people deserve your kindness just because they exist. Just be polite. I don't need to be nice to the Joe Schmo. What if he sucks? What if I'm walking around being nice to people who are serial killers all day? Be kind. Why do I have to be nice to them? Bet people were nice to Jeffrey Dahmer. He ate them. Why? Right? Why do you just have to be kind? Just be polite. Like, you don't have to respect everybody, just be respectful. It's that whole thing with celebrities when people were like, ooh, they were a jerk. People have bad days, man. People have bad days. Celebrities, they have whole ass families and they died too. Or like after the fires in California, and I gotta tell you that we as a country, we are a flaming bag of dicks right now. Because as much as a lot of those people have money, and they definitely have more money than me and my gigantic pile of Nikes, they still lost everything, right? Just because they're rich doesn't mean they didn't lose everything. It doesn't mean their wedding dresses didn't burn up and their picture albums, photo albums, that was weird. It doesn't mean that they didn't lose years of memories, that their children didn't lose all of their toys, that their grandchildren didn't, some of them lost pets. It's amazing to me that we were just like, well, they're rich, sucks for them, ha. Come on, you're a dick. Or the people right now in Washington losing their jobs, that one cracks me up too, because I don't remember this country ever celebrating a mass layoff. Ever. I don't remember us doing it with the manufacturing plants for cars. I don't remember us being like, oh, look at those guys. They lost it. You know, I know Cleveland has suffered. I know the steel, Pittsburgh. I know that these areas have suffered. I know that they have suffered. I know that Detroit, we don't celebrate mass firings. Is it the idea that because they work for the government, they all are corrupt and they suck? I mean, I clean houses for some of these people. They're not bad people. They all have children and mortgages, and I'm not saying that they should just be assured their job because they work for the government. That's not real either. If you suck at your job, you should be fired. And it shouldn't take 3 years. People got weird about HR. I do agree that diversity, equality, and inclusivity is important, but I also don't think that you should have to take a lesson on how to talk to someone who's a they, them. That's idiocy. You know, I was trying to make this point in the one that I did the other day where I was saying that Trump getting elected the first time brought about the ability to say anything in your head, even if it was hateful. And so we went so far in the other direction to correct that. We made everything have to be politically correct. Like when I was saying how I use the word retarded all the time. All the time. All the time, right? Like everything had to get a classification. And then, like I said, tranny, right? Not an offensive word. It's offensive now. You know, apparently I'm a cis woman. I'm a woman. You don't have to actually give me an identity. I don't care. Like I said, I like men unless you've given me a different substance, and I probably like women too. But I mean, we just went so far in the other direction to overcorrect the fact that Trump opened up the wall of air every nasty thing you've ever said in public. And the problem I think a lot of people have with DEI is that there shouldn't be 10 different lectures on how not to sexually harass people. And they just made everything weird. I mean, again, though, don't sexually harass people. Don't. Come on, man. Don't tell me that what I wear is the reason that you do it. That's like when they don't let little girls wear, they don't let girls wear tank tops to school because it distracts the boys. Be a grown up. Admit your boner's your fault. It is so hard being a woman. I thought about this the other day, right? Because I'm 43, my body's attacking itself again. Is that women, we are born to just mean. Like we're born and then we... That's Chalupa Batman. I gotta tell you, did you know dogs' voices can change? This dog in the past year, he's got this high-pitched thing. I don't know where it came from, but I'm here for it. So, like, as a teenager, we hit puberty and our bodies attack themselves and we become heinous. Anybody out there who's got a daughter that's a teenager, I am sorry. They are the worst because they hate themselves. And literally, all their body cells are readjusting. They're turning themselves around and then they hate each other. And boys going through puberty, I'm so sorry about your baby boner. You can't control. Shut up, right? And then if we go down this route, we get pregnant. And then we carry around a parasite for 10 months because it is not a symbiotic relationship. Babies take every nutrient the mother has ever had in their body. They take them. Oh, God, they take them. And if you breastfeed, they destroy your tits. Your nipples get huge. If you have a C-section, now you've got a scar. 6 weeks of not driving. Vaginal. Whoo, you ladies, you are warriors. Because... oh, I love my lady bits. And then as we get older, right? We have menopause. But you know what they didn't teach us about? They didn't teach us about perimenopause, where your body gets ready to stop doing the thing it did when you were younger. For the love of God. Our body is literally just this thing that just attacks us repeatedly for no reason with hormones. Over and over and over and over again. But go ahead and tell me about your inability to get a boner when you're older and going bald. Silly. Also, why do you think it is that when men go bald, their hair goes down their back? Not in a judgmental way, because I'm not a kid anymore and most men have back hair. I'm just curious why he decides to travel south towards the butt cheeks. Because y'all get... I mean, again, I love men. I love you guys. Your bodies are exactly what they are. I'm just saying. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, I was saying we're dicks. We celebrate the wrong things about this country, man. I'm not saying be kind in the sense of like you got to be nice to everybody. I don't like everybody. I don't want to like everybody. Some people are annoying. Some people try too hard. I get on people's nerves. I am a lot. I got a big personality. It's either like this or it's asleep, and there is no in between. And I know that it can be a lot for people, and that's fine. If it is too much, 100%, go somewhere else. I don't care. I'm not shrinking anymore. I was real small for a while. I didn't know who I was, and it took me a long time to figure out that I like this version of myself. I like the person who's willing to be honest, and I like that I've got opinions. I didn't stand up for anything for a really long time. I didn't. I sat down and I was quiet, and I won't do that anymore. I'll have opinions. I There's somebody, but I don't want to be nice to everybody, man. I don't want to have to be friendly with everybody. I don't like everybody. We've turned this whole thing into a big bag of being nice to everybody. And I'm not saying bully them, man. It just, like, why do we gotta lie? There's this amazing movie with Ricky Gervais. I love him. I love him. He is just exactly who he is, right? That's my favorite thing. So, the invention of lying. And in this movie, you cannot tell a lie. So he goes up to knock on the door of Jennifer Garner to go on a date. She answers the door and she's like, I was in the middle of masturbating. You've ruined it, right? And then she looks at him and she's like, you're not good looking enough for me. And they just tell each other the truth. And I'm not saying we need abject honesty like that, because that's hurtful. But we just started lying to people. Like, all right, body positivity. Body positivity is brilliant. You should love the body you're in and you should feel comfortable in it. I have been at the point where I hated how I looked in clothes and naked. It is rough, really hating yourself. To this day, no matter what I look like, I will always be in my head wrong. I think that's why I have so many tattoos, because I have chosen what you're going to look at. I've chosen my art. I've chosen the attention grabber, right? But body positivity for some people is just an excuse to be really awful. Either super underweight or super overweight. And like, having been overweight and underweight, people feel like they can tell you about yourself when you are lighter in a way that they would never do when you are heavy. I had someone tell me I should eat a cheeseburger when I was losing weight. I looked at him and I was like, eat fewer. Because I can't just walk up to someone and be like, yo, you're unhealthy. You're probably eating yourself to death. And then people tell the person who is in fact eating themselves to death, you're perfect the way you are. You're beautiful. You're fucking not. You're going to die, because clogged arteries are real. Heart attacks happen and you might just die. I'm not saying hate your body, but we have to actually hold health in there. I mean, we can't just walk around telling everybody they're perfect. Heart attacks are real. It's like the biggest killer of people in America besides guns for children. You like that? I'm just coming in hot. That's another thing. I feel so bad about that hospital in Pennsylvania. That sucks. That sucks. And there have been 154 shootings in hospitals since the year 2000. And there have been, I think the number was pushing 2,000 in schools since the year 2000. Just saying. I'm here for the nurses. That sucks. You guys do a great job. But you guys shouldn't be the thing that turns the tide on violence in the workplace. It should be schools. It should be children. It should be. It's never going to be. Never going to change. Second Amendment's a huge one, right? So yeah, I guess at some point within the few days or whatever, I'll be doing another one of these. Because again, I do so much. And it's just, I'm just going to unload it. I'm just going to talk at you guys. And if it's relatable, cool. If it's not, don't listen. There's a lot of stuff out on the internet that you can listen to. Some of it's positive, some of it's negative, some of it's people just word salad, man. I heard this great thing. My daily podcast is The Toast. It's got these two sisters. They're awesome, and I love them. And one of my favorite things they say is 2 + 2 = sock. And I feel a little bit like right now in America, 2 + 2 100% = sock. So maybe this will be entertaining and it'll help you get past the 2 + 2 = sock. But I felt lighter after I did that podcast the other day. I felt like I slept better. I felt a weight off my chest, and I'm down to keep figuring out if that's going to happen. So I guess this is take 2. So welcome to the madness. Damn the man. Save the empire. Wolverines. I appreciate you guys. Thanks.